and girls. This is QuinFandango. I'm back. We're going to talk about Magic the Gathering Arena today. This is an interactive, randomly assigned opponent who's real and out there, unless you choose to play their practice rounds, and they're playing you, and they could be from the other side of the globe. You don't know. It's awesome. You play a hand, and you don't have to worry about things like trash talk. It's just nice. It's fun. Good, wholesome as fun, as they say. So this is what you see when you open up the program. That's kind of your home page. They like to try to get you to buy things. Here you have your coin count. That's your total card count, I believe. Here we've got gemstones. Now gemstones are something you can buy, like for real money. I'm not a real big fan of doing that. I just earn a lot of coins through playing, which is something we'll talk about, and I spend those. I'm not one. I don't like making microtransactions. If you do like making microtransactions, you can spend real money for this fake money and spend that fake money for cards and lots of other cool things. So that's nice. But like I said, I tend to just stick with good old coinage. Now if you go back, once you get those coins, or how do you get those coins? That's a better question. Here we see it's talking about 750 coins, play 40 lands. So that's like my little homework assignment. Here's a running count. And once I get to 40, I get 750 coins. Boom, that'll go up there in my bank. I have a lot of coins right now. I've just been too lazy to cash them in. Maybe in a later episode, we can all do that together. That'd be fun. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you're watching, we are going to be taking names off the list of subscribers and sending them free QuinFandango swag, like a really nice shirt. But you can't win if you don't play, so subscribe. Over here, this is a little extra thing. This is kind of for earning points and getting levels. I've gotten a few levels, as you can see. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know exactly how this goes. It says experience points. I have 10 out of 11, so I must be about ready to get another one, and maybe that drips over into this 0 out of 1, so then I would have 1 out of 1, and I would have 250 to add to my 200. Maybe. I honestly don't know. The thing doesn't really make a hell of a lot of sense. What I do know is sometimes it gives me money. So that's good. I'm for anything that does that. Here you'll see kind of just a scrolling screen of things you can check out. Always keeps you in the know. All right. Next one over, we have your profile. These are your bronze rankings. We'll talk about that in a little bit or another time. We'll see if we get to it. And here they're talking about mastery and renewals, and I don't really do that. Like I said, this thing, you have to pay money for the crystals. I don't want to pay money for the crystals, so I don't really get engaged in that portion of it. What's more important, this is your profile name. It'll be whatever battle tag you put in, and then they assign you a pound and a number series. It works. It gets the job done. Here's your avatar. You can change avatars, pick something that aligns with your personality. You can do things to get the other ones unlocked, and there are special packages you can buy when things are released where you can get special unique characters, which are pretty freaking lit, if you ask me. I'm going to confirm Liliana. I think she's just very sassy. Let's keep it PG. But she's got the sass going on. And here we have your decks. So that was your profile. One thing I will say is having your battle tag and number series ready can help you if you want to do a direct challenge, which is something we'll get to. If you want to do ranked, you can do ranked, and if you just want to play, you can just play. I'm assuming you're going to maybe start with just play to get the feel of it. A couple different ways to just play. You can just play by playing against another person who's randomly assigned to you, against the bot, which is Sparky. Sparky's fun. Sparky's good for starting out, and that's what she's meant for, so I guess Sparky's good. And then there's ranked, where you actually go in. Nothing to be scared of. You can go in because you can't lose any points. You might as well give it a shot. If you win, you go up some ranks. If you lose, you go back down some ranks. It's just kind of fun to see where you fall and get an idea. Maybe work a little harder and try again next season. The other thing that's great is it also tends to weed out a lot of really good players, and they're the ones in there. And if you just watch them, even if you're getting freaking pummeled, they got some moves. So a lot of times you can steal a page from their playbook, which is nice. Anywho, since we're just getting started, let's do bot match, huh? So this is my Harley deck. I pull her out often. And I'll show you what it's about. The reason I'm choosing to play the computer first is because we're going to be talking and kind of taking some long breaks in between actually taking turns, and we don't want to piss off a real opponent and have them ditch the game. That would be rude. So here we have our first hand, traditional 7-card pull. If you don't like what you got, you can mulligan. You pull another hand, but you have to get rid of 1 card. If you mulligan again, you pull a full 7 hand, but you have to get rid of 2 cards, and on and on. They go to the bottom of your deck. For this one, I'm going to keep it just for now.
Now let's play.
So that's Sparky being Sparky. She says lots of things, but in reality, these are the only things that you're going to get to say. There are 5 little emoticons. You can express them. Oh, shut up, Sparky. I'll get there. Be patient. So you can express yourself by saying, hello, nice thinking, oops, good game. Oops can also be used sarcastically, kind of like if someone really blindsides you and kicks you in the tits. You can be like, oops, and then it's kind of like being sassy. That's a kind of a jackass move, but I'm also not going to say I never do it. So I know, Sparky. I'm sorry I interrupted. Hello, again, can also kind of be used in a sassy, hello, are you there? Hurry the up.
Think about the multiverse.
I do think about the multiverse a lot, Sparky.
That's wild.
Like, hey, be quiet. That's what I think about. So that's ways to talk to them. Yeah. Oh, she's got a big mouth for someone with no face. Let's give it a go. So we'll put this down. This is going to be your cards. I like keeping them kind of organized. I'm mad at you. Take that. So that's how you use a card. You click on it, you drag it, and you kind of fling it across the screen. Like channel your inner Gambit and just focus in there and fling those cards. You'll be great. I don't normally use these right at the beginning, but Sparky annoys me. So if you can choose any target, there are other characters who can be on the screen. There are a whole lot of planeswalkers for these decks, which is awesome. But if I had just cast that strike, that shock right now, I could have dealt 2 damage to my opponent or to a planeswalker or to a creature. Very versatile. So here it's back to my turn. I'm clicking on this. That's how I'm dragging it around. Throwing that out there, have to throw it in the right general area. So as you can see, that's where your discard is. That's where your deck is. You've got your mana. Your hand, which only you can see. If you hover over your deck, it will actually show you we have 51 cards in the deck, 2 cards in a graveyard. It took me a while to figure out that that wasn't a rook. It's a gravestone. 4 cards in your hand and 0 cards exiled, which is what that little spiral into nothingness is.
Got anything good over there?
I do have something good over here, Sparky. Eat it. Over here, you see the different phases. There's the beginning. Draw a card. You stop before combat. Select. Yeah, she talks a big game. Here's your actual combat phase. Then we've got after the damage, the end of turn, in case you wanted to play something you were holding back, and your stop.
Planes walk before you can planes run.
Oh yeah, babe. So even if she blocks us, I don't really care, because I'm going to kill her creature with my extra Darthor Butcher point.
Planes walk before you can planes run.
We know, sweetie. So let's say I had something where I wanted to pause on a turn because I had something special to play. Maybe I want to hold back an instant that would give, you know, a gigantic growth or something where you get +4/+4. I want to hold that back, and I don't want them to know I have it, but I want them to block, and I have a very specific spot in mind. What you do is you use these little tabs. So if you want to stop immediately after they block, but before you attack so that you can add that instant on, you can pick exactly where to do it. It's not giving me a very good chance to show you right now, so not that I have instants, but once I get my turn spread back out, I can click on things and show you basically what our pause is. So we can put that down. And I just love the sounds and the sound effects. Some of the visual effects can be a little tacky, but it's still really fun. So as you can see, we already drew a card. We're past our opening phase. Now is when we can attack. We're already in this phase, which is why it's lit up.
But I hope you win too.
Aw, thanks, Sparky. I love you too. So here's your blocker step. So let's say hypothetically this were a 6/6, and you've got a +2/+2 over here, and you're ready to attack with your charging monster store, and you want them to think if they block you, they can kill you. So you circle this before you get there, and it will automatically pause on it. This is when you could cast that instant to beef it up. Or you could cast something to kill theirs, or whatever the hell you want to do. That's his way to do it. You can stop and put a pause on any single phase of the turn. And you just take them off by clicking them again. There they go. So we're going to attack. Boom. What, Sparky? That's right. Some people have the cats. It comes from buying some pack with real money that I don't do. So I don't have a cat. If you don't like cats, you can poke it with your cursor and it hisses at you. So that's kind of gratifying. Yeah, let's get it out of here. Then we just won't have to mess with it.
You can do this.
Aww. Not so sassy now, not so sassy now. Ah. Not taking my time anymore, am I, Sparky? Anywho, you can see it's a nice spread. They've got some really neat little graphics, and every time you look, there's more and more detail. You can actually look and see little things like there's a bird flying by down there, and the leaves will rustle occasionally. There's one world that's so detailed that when I watch the play mat, I can actually see the faint shadows of the clouds moving by above me. I love it. It just feels like you're right there. It's a kick.
Keep with it. You're doing
Here, we'll take her down with 3 right there.
Wow.
Ooh. Ooh la la. All right, we'll attack, and this might be over. Yeah, sorry, Sparky. We're still friends, though. Then they got some good music in the back. Some of it's more kind of like almost spa-like. Some of it's really intense. I find myself like bent over, furrowing my brow like I'm in the war room.
Planes run.
All right, let's do this. What the hell? Even though I can't actually use it this turn, it's always fun to get out Demon of Catastrophes. Yeah. Well, Sparky did her job, and that was to let us get our sea legs.
Nice job.
So that's over. When you win, you get this nice, satisfying thing where your opponent blows up. That just feels good. Who doesn't want that? There, and I heard some coins, which means I got some points for something. Like I said, I'm not 100% on how this whole thing works because I'm not big on spending the real money for the fake money. But that's what that is. Now, as you play, it'll give you those little challenges, and at the beginning, if you win some of those little challenges, like killing 40 creatures or playing 40 lands or attacking with 10 creatures, you unlock different decks. and they're kind of canned decks that come with the system, and you can edit them, or you can delete them and replace them with whatever you want, and it's a good place to get started. So there's, for instance, Rawl, Caller of Storms, that's one of theirs, including the title. Same with Wing and Claw, Wraith of Mages, Auras of Majesty. That's next to something. I don't know. It wasn't a real thought. That's okay. We bailed on that. This one is mine. Blue decks suck. Mean green. I made Harley deck, Sunburn, Dino Dana, Gangrene. So Yin Yang, that's mine. You wouldn't think so. It's a really bad name, but it's what I came up with at that point. So as you get these, you unlock them. I have one that's even like just a blank deck. I could make it whatever I want. And this is how you come choose what you want to play with. You can also double click on them, and then you get to edit them. This is the deck edit screen we're going into. So what we have here on the right-hand side is a list of all the cards that are currently in my Mean Green deck. Don't like the name Mean Green? Screw you. No, actually, you just click up here and then you can type in whatever the hell you want. Yeah. See, I helped you. Geen. Mean Geen. There we go. So now we have 2 Jade Bearers because it says 2 times Jade Bearer, and it's nice because over on the right it shows you how much mana you need to have available to play it. So that goes from smallest to largest, and at the bottom we have all our lands, and you just get a beautiful view of what's in your deck. If that's not beautiful enough for you, here's an even beautifuler thing. Double click right there where you have that little graph in the corner. And this gives you a breakdown, like basic everything on your deck. How many creatures versus non-creatures do you have? Here's a little chart showing you how many cards percentage you have in each class involving, no, okay, that was a horrible sentence. Each one you have that costs each mana. That was kind of a thought. Here we're saying we have 4 that are less than 1. So we have 13 that cost 2 mana, and of those, it looks like a little over half is creatures, and then we've got some non-creatures in here, but you don't see any blue in your 1 mana expense, so we obviously don't have any non-creatures that only cost 1 mana. Then we go down here, and it looks like we have 3 cards that cost 4 mana, and it's kind of a comparison thing, so it's less than the previous 3 fields. Anyway. That's for a standard deck where you're going to have 60 cards and you have standard rules applying. You can apply all kinds of other things. You can do pauper decks where it's only common cards, and it'll still help you break those down, and it can tell what type of cards they are, if they're rare or if they're legendary or if they're common cards. So you can choose what you're aiming for and what kind of deck you're trying to build, and it'll automatically alert you if there are any illegal cards and there are any breach of those deck rules. Over here, deck details. Ooh, select. It's fun. But really, it just tells you that you have 34 green mana, 1 uncolored, and 25 lands. So here we go. We have 97% green, which is probably good for a green deck, and then a couple that are uncolored. Over onto the right, you see more of a breakdown, not of the mana expense for all the cards, but of what genres, what part of the spectrum the different cards fall into. Are they dinosaurs? Are they elves? Are they humans? Are they... Well, you can read. And also, you got fun things like instance, sorcery, artifact, enchantment, and it scrolls down a little bit. So why do we care that we have 1 golem and 3 centaurs? Because what if I'm making a rat deck and I only want rats? And what if I'm making a dino deck and then I accidentally get a druid in there? Do you know what people would say? Let's hope it never comes to that. Well, there you go. That's pretty much it. We've got these. If you're adding more cards, you can click that to add one. Click over here on the name to take one away. Let's say you want to add a whole bunch. Oh, it caps me at 4 because I've chosen that standard deck, and it's going to let me know that I can't do more than that. Let's try to pick something that's a little bit special. So Galta Primal Hunger, let's add some more of those. Oh, what the hell, it just made another one in red. What does this mean? Did I break it? What this means is that you don't have enough wild cards, shall we say, to purchase another one. If you have common cards, then you only need kind of a common wild card to redeem to craft another one of those. If it's a rarer card, you're going to need to save up your basic purchase clone cards, and once you have X number, then it can become a rare card, or then it can become a legendary card. I skipped uncommon. It doesn't matter. You get the idea. So what we would do is we can leave that there. And then we're going to say we're done. And it says, wait, you've got some problems here. This deck contains cards that are not in your collection. Well, officer, I mean, I know it's not in my collection, but do you want to save it anyway? Let's say yes. So you can still save an imaginary deck when it's there, but you can't like compete with it. It's not as fun because it's not really there. You're just kind of imagining it's there. Anywho, so there are a lot of neat things about this. We've only barely scratched the surface. I mean, so you go in there and you've got all your stuff you're looking at. More or less, you can decide, do you want it to be mid-range? Do you want it to be low-range? Do you want to be aggro? Do you want to be control? What kind of deck is this? Oh, and I forgot to mention, it averages out your mana cost per card. So this one, kind of in the middle. I normally go for a little bit lower mana average, but I tend to be more of an aggro deck. So that's just me. It's neat. It's a neat setup. It really makes you feel immersed in it. It gives you a lot of options. I'm not a fan of microtransactions on games, but it is what it is. If we go over here, you have your whole Q&A thing. It's great. It takes you all the way to like, yeah, there's Sparky. Hi, Sparky. It gives you everything from the rules to tournaments to tips to just downright tutorials. It's awesome. But if you go back home, right here, we just were there. It switched it. You almost tricked me, but I didn't click on you. There's the direct challenge. Direct challenge is fun. I really like the idea of calling out a friend and playing directly. MTG, dudes, dudettes, if you're listening, piece of feedback respectfully for all the wonderful work you've done. It would be awesome if we had like a save list where you could keep the other player's battle tag and number up there and see if they're logged on, and also not have to enter it in each time. Because I know I play my friends and maybe I can remember their battle tag, but there's no way I'm going to commit their 5-digit number to memory. That's going to be really weird. And you don't have like a redial thing on this where you can, oh, you kind of do. Never mind. All right. Maybe you added that. Thank you for listening. So it would be nice if it almost had like kind of a availability factor here where we could see other people on our friends list, you know, that kind of thing. Everyone does friends lists. It's the way you feel loved. Food for thought. It's fun. It's a fun interface. Here we have the decks like I showed you. Here we have where you buy packs with all your money like I am. Here's kind of like where it does the little conversion thing. Like if you have 6 uncommon, then you get like 1 out of 6 for a rare that could be anyway, there's this whole like mystical process happening, and all I know is every once in a while when I fill up all of the little pizza slices, it flashes and makes a happy noise, and I'd do anything to hear that happy noise. They start you out with some gems. It's like the cocaine of microtransactions. They want your first taste to be free. But I refuse to go to the dark side, even if your cat has wings. And then mastery over here shows kind of some stuff I've been unlocking. They like to rub it in my face that I haven't paid extra money and won level C. See, levels 81 through 88 didn't get me shit. But if I had paid extra, their levels 81 and 88 would have given me 2 shiny cards, 1 glowing card, a pack of cards, 1,000 coins, and an effing disco ball. So that makes me want to play those extra real money instead of fake money, but I never succumb. That's my humble brag. But if you're into that, more power to you. I'm what you would call cheap. If you do, here we go. In the store, spend $14.99, get X number of gems. I don't even know what a gem gets you or how many gems you would need to get one thing. But there, if you want to spend $14.99, you get some card sleeves and 3,500 gems. And it goes down. Here, whenever I see that, all I can think of is Shrek and Gingy, which makes it kind of weird and disturbing. And they have all their deals. So, I'm a ground up kind of girl. I earn my cards. I do not buy my cards. And that's it. I think I hit on kind of some of the main things. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you're playing these little assignments, I call them homework assignments that they give you, once you click them all off, 1, 2, or 3 of them will appear the next day, and you have to finish them before they go away, before you can get new ones. So while they can build up and you can have maybe 3 different assignments at once, once you get those 3, you better start completing some stuff because nothing else is coming along. But it's just, I don't know. It really makes it handy to play a hand. I mean, you're not lugging your decks out. You're not waiting for the person to show. You're not smelling the comic book store, although that is a beautiful smell. It's just, I'm going to do a pickup hand on my phone, on my lunch. It's like that quick hit. Get that quick buzz off the game, and you can go right back to it. You don't have to worry about cleaning up or knowing where the bathroom is or getting new cards or having new deck boxes or wrinkling your cards or whatever you choose to worry about when you're not playing MTG Arena. So that's it. I'm not saying it all made perfect sense or was even helpful, but I hope some of it was. Anyway, thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.